whenever possible. We leave publications and facts that reach us from the diversification of the modus operandi of the illegal monitoring system to torture practices and experiments with technological and synthetic resources. Abuse and rape do not stop, never stop, do not stop in men or women. The resources are diverse, therefore, research is necessary, including in legal medicine in search of possible instruments. New practice has emerged and is very worrying. In small groups, 2 people, a man and a woman. There is the introduction of an instrument with an indefinable configuration between plastic and metallic, but it does not bring the coldness of metal, which is possible to detect. The 2 talk a little, saying phrases like, "It's simple, it's easy, it doesn't take long at all, see? It's already finished." The woman stammers something and moans, pulling in her abdomen. The introduction is through the vaginal canal into the uterus. There is a risk of the victim falling or fainting if they are standing, because the pain of introducing the instrument is great. Not as much as the pain of perforations. The victim declaring this modus operandi states that there are several incidents to report, and in at least 2 of them, the woman was unhappy with what she was doing, but was being forced, and the man made everything very simple and easy in your sayings. The instrument is long and piercing. Then something comes down in liquid form, probably amniotic fluid followed by hemorrhage, not visible, of course, because victims have their 5 senses taken over by the system. Subsequent movement, from what it was, is the compression of the woman's lower abdomen by the person carrying out the action. After this movement, the man declares the end of the process. Of everything I've researched, watched videos, I haven't found anything so horrible. TI victims are being used to feel all the pain, including emotional, of the people to whom they are forced, involuntarily linked. TI victims are being subjected to this new rotten and marginal modus operandi. Due to their characteristics, these tortures, due to neural connection, are abortive procedures. Outside an appropriate location, and artisanal or domestic. I don't know people in the group who are in favor of abortion. I am also not in favor of it in any way, except in legally established cases. To what extent this psychotronic marginal system is reaching, transferring physical, psychological and emotional pain, we do not know, but they are inflicting moral and other types of pain on them. And being co-authors, colluding with all the practices reported by victims to stay alert. When you notice the process, remain seated. Call someone to be close to you and who can hold your hands and support you, and ask for water to calm down. The process is extremely painful, and if there is any anesthesia in the criminal practice, this anesthesia has no effect on the victims linked to the woman undergoing the procedure. That is, whether the woman feels the pain or not, the victim will feel it. It is a torture process to inflict pain, therefore, victims are forced to undergo the entire painful process. And that, may God help us to continue the good fight.
It is astounding that the telecommunications industry has selected the frequencies out of the huge spectrum of frequencies that are absolutely destructive to ourselves and especially to the pineal gland. You know, they couldn't have made any better choices than 2.4 gigahertz. That the end point that when you have inhaled aluminum, as we do from the geoengineering program, and have glyphosate in the food chain, that glyphosate and aluminum combine in the blood and in the gut and in the bloodstream to form 6 different chemical compounds where aluminum and glyphosate are hooked up together, and the end point of that compound is the pineal gland. Published, it's not my idea. And what is needed for this compound to actually enter the brain is to open up the blood-brain barrier. And the current frequencies in the Wi-Fi world are exactly doing that. They open the blood-brain barrier, so toxins that used to stay in the bloodstream and in the body below the neck are now entering the brain very freely. That applies to all toxins. And so it's a new time in that way. And so